You guys ready for it?
Yeah, bring it.
Oh, it's a very simple question. It was since this is our first episode of the new year, at least when we're recording this. New Year's resolutions. Do you guys actually make New Year's resolutions? What are they for you? Personally, myself, I don't try to make like the new year as a way to like turn a new leaf and set goals for that. I try to do that throughout the year, but just curious if you guys made New Year's resolutions, what are they or what's your thoughts around that?
Chad.
I don't make New Year's resolutions. I don't think I ever have. I haven't stayed up for New Year's for the past maybe 5 years. Like I've been in bed at 9:30. Like it's not a big turning point in my life for the date to change. I'm pretty happy with myself daily on a daily basis that I don't need to make these huge life altering changes whenever we see a new year. So I got nothing. Like I can't rally off that at all.
Uh, I don't specifically make resolutions, but when I saw that trolling post, I was like, hey, for 2023, I'm going to actively attack anyone who trolls a post of one of my friends. Because I actually feel like I'm pretty good at it. I feel like I have a good skill at making people look like idiots on the internet. And so I feel like I have never truly taken advantage of that skill. And I'm going to create. I also thought that whole thing, the back and forth with the guy, and you guys jumped in, and it created a lot of meaningful conversation on a post that I thought was relevant and probably pushed it up the algorithm. So I thought, I flick through a lot of stuff and then I'll watch something that I actually enjoy and then I'll flick on. And I was like, from now on, I'm going to spend more time attacking dirty trolls on the internet because I think it's a great positive thing to do. I think it actually is an
So
incredible.
basically, you're pumping up your friend's tires by deflating the trolls.
Well, I guess. I
I,
mean, the
I love
trolls.
that. That's a fucking great
It really
a
started
great
with the whole.
resolution.
It really started with the whole chain patio thing.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed that back and forth. I thought it was awesome.
I
So
guess it now's the time to tell you that Sam Moore was just my burner account the whole time.
Sam Moore 65.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, mine is 69. I didn't.
I don't have any. I guess I have some hopes for 2023, which have all. My first move of 2023 was to send the trucks out after a huge rainstorm and then create havoc at the dump and the loading area and just waste fuck tons of money. So it's like, well, maybe tomorrow, 2023, will get better for me. It's just a bad like this. What like we have jobs that I thought we'd be able to do. I have lots of work to do, but it's +8 and everything's fucked because it's +8. The gravel isn't our gravel truck's not running because there's no one wanting gravel because they can't even get on their fucking job sites. Everyone was counting on everything being frozen. It just pours rain every day and it's +8. And there's
Yeah.
no sign of that really ending till Sunday. So this week is a total fucking write-off. I also have struggled this week because I feel like a lot of people took this week off because it was their kids are still out of school and they feel like it's still Christmas. But Christmas this year has been like the week before Christmas. So normally if Christmas falls on a Tuesday, you work till the Friday, the Monday's a write off. You do your Christmas, the next Tuesday you do it, and then it's over. And the Monday, and you have that like brief period, the Tuesday to the Friday of the next week, where it's like a gray week and your brain is just mush. And no one really knows what day it is, what they're fucking supposed to be doing. Are they supposed to be at work? Not supposed to. But this year, because it fell on the weekend, then there was a whole week in between that was like, really, people should have just been going to fucking work and doing shit, but no one was. And then it fell on a weekend again. And even on Monday this week was technically a fucking stat holiday. It just dragged on this whole Christmas extravaganza
That that drives me nuts.
for like a month because
Uh,
people wrote off the whole week leading up to Christmas, the week after Christmas, and now we're writing off the whole fucking week after Christmas. It's just the week of Christmas, and I just like, man, does this shit ever end? This endless celebration of fucking Christmas? I'm not anti-Christmas. It's okay. It's not my favorite holiday. It's all right. But didn't you guys find the same thing that this has just gone on forever?
It drives me a little nuts that it's been like nothing gets done the week of Christmas or the week in between. And now this is like the third week of nothing going on. And I'm trying to schedule appointments. Like I was supposed to meet with the lawyer to get a stat deck done so that I could get paid from a job from 2 years ago. But the lawyer's off because it's the week between Christmas and New Year's. And then he's off again this week because
His kids are off.
Sunday. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
His fucking kids are
keep
off.
on fucking rolling. My dog, he's got a tumor on his side and it ruptured, like it split open, and the insides have been hanging out since like New Year's Eve. And like I googled it, he's not dying. But they say if it's not a massive hemorrhaging, bleeding mess, then wrap it up and call the vet and make an appointment, right? So you call New Year's Day, obviously they're closed. Day after New Year's closed. Tuesday they're closed. But what's today? Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. Anyway,
it's Wednesday.
Today's fucking Wednesday, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was closed yesterday, and then so they're open today. Like, oh yeah, we could take him today if it's sort of an emergency. I said, well, he's had this fucking open wound that I've been wrapping for 4 days now. Like, okay, bring him in. No problem. Someone else in my house is going off sick. But anyway, that's how I feel about the holiday being long.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it to be done.
What's your New Year's resolution, Mike?
I don't make any. I haven't for a long time. I just try to reach certain goals throughout the year that I make, and typically they're business related. So yeah, like I don't try to make like New Year's a big thing where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna turn a new leaf the next year. I don't know. It's not me.
I feel that. I totally feel it.
Yeah. That being said, I did have another segment that kind of leads into that whole guru talk that we had. Do you guys want to get into that?
Sure. Bring it on.
All right. So this was still a work in progress. So this could be like a continuing thing in the future because I didn't get all the quotes that I wanted to into this. But going off like your overrated, underrated thing, I've got some quotes from that I've heard just over my time of listening to podcasts, of listening to different gurus, of listening to different people that have been repeated time and time and time again. So I just want to know what you guys think of these quotes, but we're not going to do overrated, underrated. Instead, I want you to rate the quotes 1 to 5, but you can't use 3. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Is 1 the best or the lowest?
1's the lowest. 5 is the best.
5 is the best.
So you rate them 1 to 5.
Can't use 3.
Can't use 3. And
Got
you can't use any decimal points. So 1 to 5, can't use 3, don't use decimal points. And these are just quotes that I have heard time and time again. And I just want to know your guys' thoughts on them. So the first quote here I've got is working on your business rather than in your business.
1.
I've heard that one before. It might work for somebody. It does absolutely not work for me. 2.
I think it's a 1. It's the stupidest fucking thing anyone can ever say. You should be building the business that you want, not the business that some idiot that says work on your business, not in your business wants. I like working in my business. It makes my whole life. It makes me happy. It's what I like about my business. I don't want to work on my business. I does it need to happen? Yeah, but I'm going to do it on my own fucking terms. It's the stupidest peer pressuring quote. If you hear someone utter that out of their fucking mouth, you should immediately stop listening to anything else they say and move to the guru that screams, take massive fucking action. Because that guy has more meaningful shit to say than someone that says work on your business, not in your business. That's how I feel about it. 1.
You're not wrong because I used to subscribe. Well, I used to sort of, I thought that everybody else was doing this, right? Oh yeah, they're working on their business so they don't have to work in their business. They're doing something right. Because I thought maybe they were, right? Because other people were showing some success and all that stuff, right? But after you pull the curtain back, like everybody's business is obviously different. And I'll pick up what you're putting down now. Like, yeah, you're absolutely right. You do it on your own terms and build the business that you want to build. Do it your way.
Yeah.
Mike, how do you feel?
When I first heard this was a 5. This was in the I first heard this in the E-Myth for Landscape Contractors by Tony Bass, which was like a spin-off of the E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber. But as I've continued my business and realized like what I want to do with my business, at least like personally, and it's become more of a 2 for sure. I can't say 3, so I would definitely say a 2 because it's just so over repeated, and it is something that, like you said, creating a business for your lifestyle, and just like spin off of uh, interviewing. I think it was John from Signature Landscape. This was the first time that I like it really clicked for me in terms of he talked about growing so fast. I think I don't want to put words in his mouth, but getting to a point where he was comfortable and just kind of like doing what he wanted to do. And he specifically said, uh, getting to a point where he was creating that lifestyle business, and that's something that it really stuck with me, and something that I've been trying to keep in my business at least.
I I hate anything to do with the office. So if I start a business, I start a business because I love driving the trucks and running the excavator and being out there with the people. And that's the part of the business that I really like. It's what makes me happy. Why would I take my whole business and then focus it on shit I fucking hate? I'll like find people to do that shit, like accountants that are qualified. Like there's some stuff that as the business grows, yeah, I have to take a step back here and there. And that's a goal for next year is to take a step back off some things here and there, but I still want to do all the other things. I like doing them. I don't, anyways, whatever. Yeah, it's a shitty quote.
I like
That
exactly what you were saying there, because that leads into my next quote, and that is, and I've said this already in this episode: hire for your weaknesses. 1 to 5, can't use 3.
for
Like I
educate.
hire on accounting.
Yeah.
So
Right.
hire for your weaknesses. Yeah, 1 to 5,
Obviously.
can't use 3.
I can't hire another me. People will say you can, but I can't hire another me. So,
You don't want another you. You want someone who's good at the things that you're not good at.
but I'm good at a lot of stuff. I
Okay.
can take a duplicate, like for sure, to take some of the load off. But
I'm
I don't know.
I'm not good at putting design on paper. If I'm in your backyard and you talk to me, I'm good at creating, like that's I believe one of the reasons that we've been in so many catalogs and so many different places with our work over the years at all the different places I've worked in different versions has been is because I'm good at, like I was doing big slabs with multiple textures in like 2014. Like the biggest slabs
You
they made.
or
Yeah.
because of the designer?
No, I'm saying I'm not good at the translation of those ideas onto paper.
Okay.
I'm good at coming up with the ideas and
Okay,
thinking
yeah.
them, but the translation of exactly where the fire pit needs to go, or I'm not good at those things. And that's why I have Nancy Green. And if I wanted to, I'm sure I could learn the shit that Nancy Green knows. If I spent a lot of time on it, I'm sure I could learn it. It would be painful and I would be shitty at it and people would know I don't enjoy it. But could I do it? Fuck yeah. But that makes no sense. Let Nancy do it. She loves it. She's super fucking good at it. She knows where to put the fire pit. She knows how the shadow's going to, like, right down to like, we have done pergolas where we're trying to cast a shadow over the pool at a certain time of day so that it highlights the panels in the roof. Those are the things that she thinks about. I'll be like, hey, that's a really cool shadow. She'll be like, okay, this is what we have to do. This is, I don't want to do that. She does it. I'm happy to hire someone who's really good and passionate about what they do, I think it's important.
But
For
what if
custom,
you loved designing, even though you weren't good at it? Would you want to learn how to design?
yeah, I would.
Okay. So
But
that's
that
why it's
doesn't
a
mean I wouldn't hire someone to do it. Like I can love something and be
right.
shit. I love playing hockey. If someone told me that I needed to win a hockey game or I'd be shot in the head, I wouldn't be in goal.
But what if you knew you could get good at it?
I tried. I'm still not good at it. I've been trying for as long as I can remember.
Gotcha.
I think I've been trying for at least 45 years. 40 years. I think at least 40 years of my life I have spent trying to get good at being a goalie, and I still fucking suck. So I can love something, but I still, if push came to shove, if I had a client that needed to win a game, I wouldn't be in goal. I would hire someone who's really good at it. I can still love it and be passionate about it. I can't do it for a client. That's a difference. If I'm passionate about design, I'll design my own fucking backyard. And that'll turn into a big shit show. Believe me, I know. I already did it. It was fucked. Still fucked. Anyways, Chad?
What did I already say?
No,
Yeah,
you
of
never
course you
rated
did.
it.
Oh, rating. 4. I think that's a solid piece of advice. Think about what else are you gonna do? I think that's the only advice, right? Is there any other advice on that subject? If you can't do something, you hire someone to do it.
Someone who's better at it.
Yeah, seems straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would say 4 just because going back to like that lifestyle business, if you're interested in something and want to learn something, then like you'll seek out trying to learn how to do that thing. So even though it might be your weakness, it might someday turn into your strength, and it just depends on the type of business that you're trying to build. All right, here's one. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, or something along those lines where don't be the smartest person in the room.
That's I'll agree with that completely because sometimes I'm the smartest person in the room and it's still the wrong decision. And I wish there was someone smarter in that room that could help me manipulate my thoughts to make the right decision. And I've always wanted to be in a room with a lot of smart people and have them teach me how to make money or something like that. Maybe gurus or something like that. So shit, like I've always been fascinated with like making money, having my money make money for me, right?
Yeah.
Because I've always found that concept fascinating, but I've never been able to put that into practice. I find all the time I try and invest with the bank and shit like that, and all the returns are this and this and that. They fucking shit the bed, and I go back and I'm buying a piece of equipment and seeing the return come through natural design like it never did through my own investments and shit. So I want to be the person in that room, the accounting room or the fucking
So
yeah.
this is how I always refer to that whole thing. This is a paver king analogy. Yeah,
Are we
but
gonna? Is
I've
this gonna
said,
become a valuable episode?
oh no, good God.
Like the snap of Paper King's finger. This shall be valuable.
I'm really good at shoveling and shoveling myself a pile of money. And I shovel and I shovel and I shovel and I keep making my pile of money. I'm not good at taking my pile of money and using my pile of money to make my pile of money bigger.
That's exactly it.
I'm not good at the second part, and I wish I was, because if I was, I'd definitely be a better off person. But I'm not good at that. One of the people I've probably spent like the last 10 or 12 years, it's been a long time now, long time we've been friends. He's good at that. And that's changed my whole life. Because I'm not good at it. You want to know how to shovel and make a pile of money? I can guru that motherfucking shit to you. But if you want to take that pile of money and use the pile of money to make a bigger pile of money, I am fucking lost. It's not my
That's a
brain.
guru I need.
I There's a lot of fake gurus in that business.
Yeah.
That's
the
a
king.
king of fake gurus.
Oh yeah,
That's
the guru king. Oh my
that is a
goodness.
king of fake fucking
So,
guruing right there.
Don't come at me with fucking money advice on NDL or on
Oh my
Landscape
God,
Daddy or
yeah.
something. I'm not going to follow you.
That's where the crypto people come out.
Yeah. Out of the woodwork.
Buy my crypto, baby.
Shout out to my crypto buddies.
What
Shout out to my NTF or NFT or whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out to my NFT. I never rated that quote, but what was the quote exactly?
what did I say? Oh, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room.
I'm gonna alter it slightly. You don't want anyone to know you're the smartest person in the room.
Ooh, so that's a totally different quote, I think.
That is a paper king to the.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. That's a 5.
That is a paper king quote right there. Never
Yeah.
let anyone know that you're the smartest person. I have spent my whole life acting like a dumbass, so that everyone thinks I'm an idiot,
100%.
and I provide no value. And very few people will catch the odd value, but I spend most of my time trying to convince people I'm a moron.
If I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm probably in a porta potty by myself.
As Chad's in his room with his dog.
Yeah. One of them's in here, the other one is humping the couch or something.
I would give that quote a 5 because I still think that being in a room of people that are smarter than you and being smart enough to keep your fucking mouth shut and listen to what they say is great.
Yeah. I'm just going off of what you guys are saying there, just because it came to mind. Finances, like Mike, you were talking about shoveling your way to making money as opposed to using your money to make money. What's your guys' thoughts on diversification outside of your business? So in terms of not using your money to invest in your business, but like I don't know how deep you guys want to get into this in terms of like allocation percentages, but like what are your thoughts on diversification outside of your business as opposed to investing all the money that you have into your business?
I would say that most of our money currently goes back into our business, but I have some Bitcoin, motherfuckers. What 6 months ago I'd be like, yeah, I bought Bitcoin when it was cheap, and everyone would be like, that guy's smart as fuck.
Yeah.
Now because I didn't sell it, because for me I had always planned on keeping it for 20 years. That when I bought it, my plan was to hold it for 20 years because I think 20 years from now either I'll be really rich or I'll be broke, whatever. Or I'll be I'm 50. I'll probably be fucking dead. But like realistically, why am I holding this shit? I should have sold it at the peak. Who knows what I got left? I'm not in great shape. I'm pretty overweight. My face is starting to go red on a consistent basis. Just joking. That's not true. Well, maybe a little bit. I don't know. I have some stuff, but I'm mostly I guess I feel most comfortable in that space, so that's where I would put.
Yeah.
I feel awkward and uncomfortable in other spaces. So I do have a significant investment, I guess, in an app that was a startup 5 years ago that's doing okay. It still exists.
And
It still fucking exists, and it's a miracle.
Well, I've already told you where I stand on that. No, I never shit the bed. Like I've never lost it all or anything like that. But
is Chad's property that he bought a diversification of his assets outside of NDL?
Well, is that within NDL?
That's in NDL right now. But
okay, so yeah,
we're gonna swap it. We're gonna put it personal.
Oh, really?
We're gonna move it over, and NDL is gonna pay me to rent space there.
Oh, I see. Okay,
that's smart. That's diversification of
yeah,
income.
that's smart. I thought for this like sort of mind thing in what we're talking about here, you're gonna make, but that's a smart idea. Good.
I don't know other than that. I mean, we max out our TFSA and our SPs every year just to get the tax break there. Don't come at me with fucking tax advice or look at me for tax advice, all this shit. I'm the last fucking person you want to come to with that stuff. But
I am not your tax guru.
I'm not your tax guru. I need to keep a high bank balance in NDL because it's just the nature of commercial contracting, right? Like you need so much operating capital
Yeah.
uh,
You
whenever
have to
this
leave a lot of
comes
money
up.
there.
Yeah, so I don't borrow a lot. Like I don't have a bank loan that just floats there and we borrow out of during the season. I like to finance my own.
An operating line.
Yeah, an operating line of credit is the term that I'm looking for. But
We have an operating line that we use, but our
I
business
mean,
isn't as established as yours. I would love to never use it,
I
but
would love to have, like, I don't even have one open. I'm actually trying to open one just to have it.
it's a
Not that,
fucking pain in the ass.
yeah, I hear.
Kelly worked really fucking hard for that to happen.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah. It's like ever since the beginning, like 12 years ago, whenever I started, like nobody wanted to give me money, right? Like nobody wants to give you money unless you have money.
I got one thrown at me. Like, take this.
Is it at like 28%? Like, what's the?
No,
Because
it wasn't.
28% people are throwing money,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, right?
But
But I didn't take it because I just didn't see the need for it. But I'm surprised to hear that it's more difficult to get than I thought.
We had a
would you
lot
be,
of fuck around because we had a sole proprietorship that we switched to a limited company.
Uh,
As originally when I started it, it was just supposed to be me doing small walkways. That's really panned out.
so Paver King is an LLC. It's not a corporation.
It is now. It
It is
wasn't
now.
when it started. I don't even know what does LLC mean?
Limited
limited
Liability
liability.
Corporation,
Oh, ours
which
is.
I don't know what that is. To me, it was either personal
I
or
feel like that's more of an American thing. I don't
Yeah,
see
I
a lot
don't
of
think
Canadians
LLC is
posting.
Canadian.
I think
really.
that's an
I thought
American
you could
thing.
have enough.
Yeah.
No,
No, I think
LTD. We have
You have to
yeah,
call it
LT.
limited.
a limited company. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
limit. Yeah, originally it was called Paver King Enterprises, and now it's called Paver King Limited. And Enterprises still exists, I guess. We haven't done anything with it, but that was one of Kelly's big projects when she first started running the office because I had obviously made a disaster of that and should have just started a limited company from the beginning. But I was like, oh, I'm going to work by myself, man. I'm just going to go around doing little jobs by myself, sort of semi-retired, 4 trucks later and 15 employees. It's fucking panning out good. It's not good to have a sole proprietorship when that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Like it was good originally when it was just me. Like it was
Yeah.
great. It was like work really good. But then it started working really poorly. And then thank God Kelly came and saved us because I wouldn't have been able to save us. I'm totally incompetent. So, but yeah, no, we have a limited company now. So now trying to switch all the trucks over to the limited company because the CVOR for Paver King Enterprises is in my personal name. It's been my personal CVOR since like 2000,
Oh,
maybe the year 2000, 2001. I've had that same CVOR number, but I can't transfer that CVOR number to Paver King Limited because technically Paver King Limited is a person. It's an
Right.
entity on itself. So I had to go rewrite my CVOR test. So I don't know if we talked about that. That was a fucking shit.
yeah.
But now we need to move all the trucks from my name to the Paver King Limited name and all the trailers, which at first I was like, well, that's not a big deal. But we have 3 pickup trucks, 2 triaxles, 2 bin trucks, and like, I don't know, 12 trailers for some reason. I don't know if we have enough trucks to tow our trailers if we put the trailers on a trailer. If we stack all the trailers up, I still don't know if we have enough trucks to pull all the fucking trailers we have. We have so many fucking trailers. Like it just, anyways, that's a really hard thing that we're doing currently is to try and transfer all that stuff because it all has to have a 30-day cert to transfer ownership.
Oh, yeah.
But now we have like all this stuff. It all certifies at different times.
Yeah.
So what, like in the middle of the winter, I'm going to certify everything. And like the bill's going to be like 30 grand. But normally that 30 grand spread out through the whole year.
Yeah.
We certify a trailer in October. We certify a trailer, like they're all different times. So anyways, whatever. That's all totally off topic to this question thing, Mike. If you're starting a company, start a limited company to begin with, and then buy your fucking trucks from there in the same company. That's great value. Believe me. That is the most valuable thing I said today.
And that
Minus-
could be summed up with take massive action.
minus take massive action.
Take
That's
massive
Yeah.
action on that
always
front.
going to be the most valuable thing I said, but whatever.
All right, I've got two more here quotes. Be the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
That's a 5.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That's totally a 5. The 5 people who, like, I think that's totally true. You will always become more like the people you talk to the most, because the things that are inherently important to them will slowly become inherently important to you. It's the same as like you will become a reflection of your company will become a reflection of your biggest customer. If your biggest customer is a total fuck show, you will
Yeah.
become a total fuck show. If your biggest customer is a well-run, well-oiled machine, you will become, because they won't deal with you otherwise. Your hand will be forced. Right? Anyways, it's a 5. That's a truth. To me, that's a total truth.
I have a problem where I really wish I had more competent business people, tradesmen that run a business of their own around me. I don't have a circle of friends like that, because there aren't a lot of high caliber people like that out there
In Cornwall?
in Cornwall. I mean, there's some guys that I wish I would be closer with, because they run businesses that I want to be very similar to mine, right? We're just at different life stages. I mean, at 36, it's sort of unusual, I think, or it seems that way, at least, to be this not successful, but be doing this all right.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wish there were more people that I could bounce ideas off of in my area, that I could go out, hang out with, talk.
You should go to an LO meeting.
Yeah,
Not sponsored.
I'm just joking.
No, you're probably right. Like, that's like, I don't necessarily need landscape friends. We've got some great landscape friends.
You're saying you could go to like a business association.
Yeah, maybe
the Cornwall business, because a guy who's running a dry cleaner might have the advice you need, because the advice you need isn't how to landscape, it's more how to run a business.
Or a distribution center owner.
Side note, we almost bought a dry cleaning business last year. Yeah.
Really?
One of my clients owns a dry cleaning business, and he's enjoyed some pretty great success over his lifetime. And he's like, anyone who wants to buy a dry cleaning business, he's like, I want to retire. I'm like, how much? He's like, this much. And the price was pretty good, actually. And so I asked my wife and my mother-in-law, if I'm like, hey, you guys want a dry cleaning business? Like, we don't want a dry cleaning business. So right then, the idea fucking shot down, because if they're not in it both feet from day one, this isn't gonna fly, right? But like, I thought there was some real opportunity there. It's just we didn't buy a dry cleaning business. NDL dry cleaning.
Natural design dry cleaning. That would be it would be NDD. NDDC. Natural design dry cleaning.
Yeah, kind of sounds dirty.
So where do you rate the quote?
What was the quote again? Oh, the 5 people in your
life
that you want to be.
Average of 5 people.
I love it. I do love it. I wish I could implement it.
Where do you rate it?
Let's say 5.
Okay. Mike, where do you rate it?
Yeah, it's a 5 for me. I've just heard it so many times that it gets a little bit tiresome, but it's definitely a 5. Yeah. Final one here, guys. Take massive action.
Jesus Christ.
With no direction, that quote is a 1. Because it just means to do anything.
Now, I just want to note.
Go set your house on fire. Like, that's massive action. Anyways.
Mike, you rated work on your business rather than in your business a 1 as well.
Mm.
So this is on the same
stupidity level. Absolutely. The first one is actually stupider, because when people say that to people, They're using it to peer pressure them to become the person that they want to be, not the person that the person wants to be. And when someone says that to someone, they're peer pressuring them to say, this is how I run my business. I work on my business, I'm in my business. And I think that's fucking great for you, bro. But that doesn't mean it's great for the person you repetitively say it to. And I've met so many landscapers that just want to do the job. And they want to run their own business? Yes. But they don't need to become the Walmart of landscaping and have a $50 million business. And you don't need to work on your business instead of in your business if you have a 3-man crew and you love just going out and doing the work. And one of the most successful landscapers I've ever known in my life, and I mean life-wise, I deal with his daughter on a regular basis. She's works at the landscape supply yard. I know his family. I've known him for 30 years. He is a guy. He has one guy that's worked with him the whole time I've known him. He's always had this one staff member, him and one staff member. The two of them have forged out an incredible existence financially, personal satisfaction wise. His daughter is a whatever person. Everything about him makes him one of the most successful landscapers I've ever seen, and he works in his business every day. The problem is whatever moron is regurgitating that shitty quote thinks that guy's a failure because he doesn't have 50 employees and didn't do $50 million a year. But that was never his fucking goal. His goal was just to provide for his family and have a bit of freedom when he needed it. And that's what he got. So that's what I hate that. I hate that quote more than anything because it just pure pressures people into thinking that they need to Walmartize their business, which isn't true. You can be incredibly successful with a 2-man business as long as it gets you where you wanted to go in your life.
Okay, so then the adverse side of that response is, then do you own a business or do you own your own job? What would your response?
Well, even if you own your own job and you're happy, what does it matter?
What does it matter?
If you own your own job, you're still in a powerful position. Like the whole word business, like I get what you're saying. Like you own your own job. Yeah, I own my own job. Great. But if that's what you wanted and that's what you're happy, you can't own your own job without having a business. So you have to have the business to own your own job. But if your goal in life is to just be happy and have a bit of freedom, like you have 1 or 2 people, Mike. If you decide that you want to take Friday before the long weekend off, that's on you. That's a freedom you have because you own your own business. You're working in your business every day and you can go. Someone repetitively saying to you, you got to work on your business, Suddenly your business isn't where you want it to be because you have multiple employees. You have to keep the machine moving. You have to feed the machine. You have to bid this. You have to cover your overhead. All stuff from this podcast we all know you don't want in your fucking life. If you listen to that advice from that person repetitively, you're going to end up in a place you never wanted to be. And that's why it's shit advice.
Absolutely.
Oh, the rest of those quotes are good because if you hang around with, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. That's you will, if you hang around with people that want similar things to you, you will end up where you want to be. That's the one quote out of all. Even if you take massive action, you could end up where you want to be. That quote is the only quote that can lead you down a path to going places you don't want to be. That's why it's the stupidest shit. If someone says that to anyone listening to this, you should immediately say, you're a fucking moron. Whoever says it. I've said it to people who say it to me. You'll never be successful because you work in your business and on your business. I'm like, you're a fucking moron who doesn't understand life.
Yeah.
If that's great, I have a buddy who has so much equipment, it's fucking nuts. He is the most top-heavy equipment person. It is fucking crazy. But he loves that equipment. And he runs his business because he loves the equipment and he loves having it. And his most famous saying is, I look at it, not for it. And that's what's valuable to him. And it's what's important to him. And when people say anything to me about the volume of equipment that he has, the first thing I say is that's what he loves about his business. And if that's what he loves about it, who gives a shit? He pays his bills. His kids are good kids. His family, he's a successful person. He's happy and he loves his fucking business and he loves his equipment. So who gives a shit? If that's what he wants to do, what the fuck do you care? No one's business should ever have to meet the model that someone else desires. Unless you're trying to like borrow money from the bank or something. If you're borrowing money and someone says your business has to hit this point and this point, okay, that's different. But it's just all of us are doing it for a different reason. Your reasons for owning your own business are different than mine.
Yeah.
And both different than Chad's.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'd like to think we're all pretty happy, right? Because we've done it our own way.
I feel like I'm the least happy. I'm just joking. I know. I don't. Very. I'm actually. No, I'm 49 years old. This is probably the happiest, least self-hatred I have for myself. People always say, "What drives you forward?" Why do you? Because I hate myself. No one hates me more than me. Being dead serious. Like it's
really.
I fucking hate everything about myself. I always think if you talk to anyone who's known me a long time, they all will tell you I think I'm a horrible person. I think I'm awful. I'm not. But that hatred of myself is what drives me forward. And if I ever lose that hatred of myself, I don't know where I'll be. That's why I get up. I get up every morning. I get up and I'm like, I got to get up. I got to get to work. I'm fat and lazy. And if I'm not at work, I'm just proving to myself how fat and lazy I am. It drives me forward every day. I don't know whether it's good or bad. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. I don't remember ever waking up one morning in my whole life and not hating my fucking self. Not once, not one day since I was a little kid.
Holy shit.
But it also makes me, but it also makes me who I am. And I've adapted around it.
Is that a goalie mentality? Is that something that
it's probably why I played that? Yeah.
I literally, I can definitely empathize with that.
Holy shit.
People would say to me, "Did you have a good time at hockey?" And I would say, "I've never had a good time playing hockey." And they said, "Why?" And I said, "Because when you're a goalie, it's not fun. It never was. Nothing about it is ever fun. It's people scoring on you. And even if you get a shutout and don't let in any goals, you think about the one that went off your shoulder and hit the crossbar and go, fuck, I was fucking lucky with that.
Exactly.
Holy shit, that I made a big mistake there and I got away with it." Like it just I know you played too, Mike. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's not fun. That's why guys stop playing when they get older. That's why people don't play when they're 35, because it's people yell and scream at you and everyone thinks they know more about it than you do. Like people yell. I still play because I'm addicted to it and it's ridiculous. And I can barely stand and my hip is totally fucked and I can't even walk, but I still go out and play and I'm totally useless. And I've never been great, but I'm really bad now. But people still yell at me. I'm like, you think I don't know what I should have fucking done? Like, what are you talking about? Like, fuck, man. You think I don't fucking know that I should have moved my glove faster and caught that? Like, I agree with you. My hand just doesn't move that fast anymore. And I'm blind. Anyway, I agree. I think it's a goalie thing too. It's just part, like both my kids are goalies. It's terrible to watch. Like actually, P has a different mentality. Nate has a great mentality for it because he always just liked playing and being around his friends. So it wasn't life or death to him, and he could usually knock the puck out of the net and be like, whatever, let's keep going. Paisley's different. She fishes the ball out of the net and kicks it at she has not recently kicked it at the girl who scores head. I just think, but it's a hard, man. It's hard, but I don't know if I'd be a different person. I wouldn't be myself. So
right.
If you didn't wake up and be like useless, lazy, fat fuck, get to work, maybe I would be like a mover or a roofer.
The quote, Chad, so that you can rate it, just to get back on track.
Get back on track.
I don't even remember the quote. I deleted it already.
I thought it was
to take massive action.
Yes, take massive action.
Rate the quote, Chad. Take massive action.
We talk shit about. How can you say anything good about it after the shit we've talked in the last 2 hours? Is there anything good you can say about it? Like I can't turn tail now. Like it's not okay now.
It's the best advice I ever got.
I heard something the other day. It was for some reason I think that advice is a lot better if it comes out of an Indian guy's mouth. Like just like
You're talking about gurus.
not like
You're gonna get us canceled, man.
an East
It's
Indian
always
guy,
been you.
just like the accent. There's something about it that seems smart to me, at least.
It seems
And the quote,
guru-ish.
and the quote was, "Take a massive shit every day."
Yeah.
And that I'm a strong believer in that. That's how I start my day.
I think that's great. That's the best advice of this whole podcast. Maybe of any episode ever.
How would an East Indian guy say that? I can't.
I'm going to see if I can bring it up. Can we do that? Can we listen to this?
If you play it, it could create. Oh, it has to be less than 15 seconds, or it creates some kind of like podcasting anomaly, or some kind of. Doesn't it create some kind of problem, Mike?
There's so the fair use is it's very vague. It just depends on a lot of different things. But as long as we pause it and we talk about it, as long as we're interpreting it to our own content.
Okay,
I'm going to play it, and this will send us off for the night.
After we play this, it's the end of the episode. Sure. The end is coming. The end is nigh.
Okay, it's loading.
Shit every day. At least once a day, taking mighty shit.
Now it's loading. So
don't you have better
internet?
Preferably in the morning.
Come on. This is the internet in Cornwall.
This is why he's never watched the
shit is good for your mind, body, and your soul. When you don't take a shit, you carry the happiness and all the negative energy, the aggression, the anger, the resentment. But when you take a shit, you are releasing this from inside of you. Too many people walk around with a shitty attitude every day.
Like Mike.
Why? Because they
I have a shitty attitude.
Don't take any important decision.
This is painful.
It's terrible. It's like when my microphone's.
If you want to break up with your partner or buy a house, take a shit first and then decide if it is the right thing to do. Drink the water, eat the brand, and take a mighty shit whenever possible. And don't forget to wash your ass after. That is life.
That was good advice.
That's better advice than, what did we say?
Take massive action.
Take massive action. Take a massive shit. No, the right answer.
I think that was good advice. So is this the end of the second hour? It's close enough.
I think we've got it. We've got like 2:45s maybe.
2:45s?
Yeah, I think so.
I think 2:45s is good.
It's good enough. We're on the right side of that 1 hour.
2:45s is good.
Leave them wanting
It's
more.
better than 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? A supplier gave me today, and it made me think of you, Chad.
What did he give you?
They gave me a bright yellow Yeti cup
No way.
that says hardcore.
They have an extra?
I don't know. I have a lot of Yeti cups, so it made me think that maybe I should give you this one.
Maybe you should. I'll be at LO next week.
At LO? Yeah. So maybe I was like, maybe Chad, because I already have a huge yellow Yeti cup. So I was like, maybe Chad could have this huge yellow, because I was like, this reminded me of you immediately. I was like, oh, it's a nice cup too. It says Oakville Stone on one side, and it says Hardco on the other side.
I'd love it. Great.
You ever buy Oakville Stone?
Never heard of Oakville Stone.
It's like a natural stone company.
Bannis?
Oh, Bannis, the same thing? Bannis Stone?
I
We
think
use
they're
that
actually
one.
different companies, but sure.
Different companies, but the exact same stone.
Oh, same stuff.
Don't say that. We're gonna get fucking sued.
That's not.
We made it so far this whole podcast, and we never really mentioned anyone. You know what's funny? We made it the whole podcast, never really mentioned anyone's name. When there was many times we could have, and now we get dragged down in the last 30 seconds of the podcast.
Oakville Stone's not providing guru advice, so we don't
They're
need
not.
to.
No, they're not. All right, have a good night, guys.
Well, ended us off for us, Mike.
Oh,
we need an
this
outro.
this is the end of the podcast. We hope that moving forward with your day, you take massive action.